Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's day is going well. I'm excited to be here once again on a Friday. I know it's been a minute, so forgive me if you all haven't seen me or receive my messages on YouTube. But I'm back. I'm not going anywhere this time. Okay, so let's jump into the Word and see what God has to say on this day. As we go through life, we often plan out various events we would like to complete, such as taking a trip with family or friends, saving up for funds for a special event, or pursuing an area of interest. Well, sometimes our plan doesn't always go our way. We even get frustrated or mad if the stars don't align our way. I'm here today to reveal some truths or misconceptions about your plan. God will disrupt your plan for his success. Let me say that again. God will disrupt your plans for his success. So let's jump into this a little bit more deeper and see what we really talking about, this thing called disruption. So Webster's dictionary defines disruption as the act or process of disrupting something, a break or interruption in the ordinary course or continuation of some activity or technique. Well, here's a good example of someone that we're very familiar with in the Bible where their whole life was disrupted. We all know the story about Moses, what he encountered, and the plan he thought he would live out for the rest of his life. However, that wasn't the case. Exodus 3:1-2 describes it as, now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the far side of the desert and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in the flames of a fire from within a bush. Exodus 3:7, the Lord said, I have indeed seen the miseries of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. Think about that. So God is telling Moses about the suffering that he's witnessed, and I can only think, if I was Moses, okay, so why is God telling me this? But it gets better, okay? In Exodus 3:10, God tells Moses, so now go. Moses said, I can only imagine Moses said, me? I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israel, out of Egypt. I can imagine how Moses felt when God told him that, hey, I want you to go to Egypt, get my folks, from under bondage from Pharaoh, and bring them out, okay? At this point, family, Moses is confused, and I can imagine he's shocked. He begins to doubt himself because some inefficiencies and lack of confidence in his abilities, and not wholly trusting and believing in God. Moses thought his life was to be a shepherd tending to his father-in-law's sheep. But, here's that key word, but, God had a more significant assignment that would change and affect lives to come. And that's what he's doing in our life, folks. The things that God has aligned for us is much bigger than we can ever imagine. Much bigger than we could ever imagine. And he's building us and strengthening us to be able to take on those assignments that he's going to give us. Often in the course of our plans, we all tend to make it just that, a plan or a dream. However, God's disruption to our goals is the best scenario that could occur to our future. God sees in you the things that you can't see in yourself. He speaks to your spirit, however, we ignore him. He says to your heart, but you choose not to feel him. And he even talks to your mind, but we choose not to listen. Just like Moses, folks, and God spoke with him through a burning bush, so God is speaking to you and me. He has a more dynamic, fantastic plans for your future if you meditate on his words daily, and the key, trust and believe. At the end of the day, family, God has the right to disrupt our plans for the betterment of him and the betterment of the kingdom. For we should all know that his plan outweighs ours far more than anything we could ever imagine. Love life to its fullest, folks, and always be true to yourself. Know that I love you. Know that God loves you even more. Have an awesome and amazing day and weekend.